Video. I'm going to show you how to change the oil in the compressor going from conventional to full synthetic after the first break-in period. My goal is to show you how to change the oil right here without getting oil everywhere all over the tank. Again, this is only the first time to change it. Ideally, once the oil is drained, you'll put some sort of quick disconnect right here so you have a lever and you can drain the oil without having to do what I'm about to show you. This first step is optional, but I'm going to drain the air compressor completely to get rid of any residual water that might be sitting. You can see water and rust is already coming out. Not good. So I'm just going to let this completely drain all the way down to 0 psi in the tank. Here's all the water that drained out of the compressor. This next step, I'm just going to tilt the compressor downward and rest it on something. I have a little dolly set up right here. It needs to be roughly 5 inches tall so that the compressor is completely level when it's laying on its side. Now, with the compressor on its side, I'm going to reach up inside of here and undo the little bolt there. Once it's almost loose but not quite out, I'm going to remove the wrench and finish it by hand because it's going to start draining out as soon as the screw is removed. I ended up getting a little Allen key to finish this, and then I'm going to hold this as I remove the screw right underneath it so it catches it and funnels it into the little reservoir. At this point, I'm going to remove the cap where I fill the oil with so air can flow and allow the oil to be displaced outward. Once it's completely drained, put the drain plug back in. Be very careful not to cross thread it. Also at this point, since it's empty of oil, you could rig up some sort of quick disconnect at the drain plug since this is very inconvenient. This is only how to change it for the very first time. There's other videos that go in how to put a valve here so you can just open it and drain the oil without having to do any of this. Now, just put the compressor right side up. Clean up any small drips. Now it's time to add the oil. So just remove the filler cap, put the funnel in, and start pouring until the level comes up to halfway on this glass window. At this point I filled it to halfway, but I'm going to return the cap and run the compressor for just a few seconds to make sure everything's lubricated and make sure this doesn't change. Looks like it dropped a tiny bit, so I'm going to add a little bit more and bring it up to the top of the circle. And that's a good enough spot right there. Now put the fill plug back in and fully tighten it down. Wipe any drips. Make sure it's not leaking out of the drain hole. Now that the oil has been changed, I'm going to completely open up that drain plug down there. You can see I already opened it and all this rusty water came out. So fully open it, and I'm actually going to run the compressor for about a minute to blow any other moisture out. I'm also going to drain all the fluid out of my filter while it's a little bit of pressure. So it should spray all out. Now I'm going to fully close the drain plug down here. At this point I'm done with changing the oil and removing any of the rusty water down there. Again, this is after the first oil change. Ideally, you would have replaced this right here with a valve so you could just turn it and it'll leak out right here where you could catch it. But for the first time changing it, it's very hard to change it without getting oil everywhere on this top part. And that is how you change the oil for the first time in the Harbor Freight air compressor. If this video was helpful, please like and subscribe.